Hi there. First, let me welcome you to this fantastic journey. You'll learn a lot and hopefully you'll be able to improve several areas of your life through these skills. Here are a few tips to get the best possible experience. Let's start with a few words from Chris, your instructor and author of this course.
Hey guys, I'm Chris Barron and I'm your teacher. I thought I'd introduce myself just in case you missed me in the previous video. I wanna make it clear who's who in this course. So I'm Christian, or Chris for short, and I created this entire training program. Mark is a friend of mine who helps with the audio because he has a fantastic voice. He's always speaking from my perspective because that's easier. That's how I write the script. So he'll say something like, from my web design experience, I suggest the following. But of course, that's all coming from me. I just wanted to make that clear. For most of the course, you listen to his voice, but I'm here for you 100%. Okay, back to Mark.
Okay, here's how you can get the most out of this course. Start by watching a lecture without any pauses. Then open up Photoshop, start the video from the beginning and pause as often as you need to. If you have trouble with my pace, use the speed controller that's available when you hover over the video. You can increase or decrease it as you see fit. Speaking of issues, there's a panel that shows you all the questions and answers regarding a lecture. Again, hover over the video and look for the Q&A button. That stands for questions and answers. When you need my help, please describe the problem, mention your Photoshop version and the steps you're taking. It's also very useful to include a screenshot. Before you post though, you should check out some of the other answers because chances are I've already posted the solution. If that's not enough, I also created a Facebook page where a lot of people help each other out. The link is attached to this lecture and everything that's posted there is geared towards helping you grow your skills. There's no selling of any kind, no spamming, just good, solid tips and tricks. Another thing, though it's pretty obvious, please watch in HD. There's a button for that. Moving along, if you want to download these videos, I'm sorry, but that's not available for any of my courses. You do have lifetime access, so you have all the time in the world to watch it. Regarding links and other resources, these can be found at the top left side of the screen. The button is labelled Resources Available. To make it easy, I've made a huge archive that contains every single file that's helpful in this course, and I've attached it to this particular lecture. So as far as downloading, you can either get all the resources now or one at a time as you view each lecture. Note that some videos simply don't have any attachments because there's no need. Moving on, let me remind you of our goal. That's to win projects by designing websites in Photoshop, all in a freelance environment. No coding, nothing else is required besides working in Photoshop. To get you to that point, you'll need to go through some preparations. First, you have to learn how to use Photoshop. That's covered in this course at a certain depth. If you feel you're constantly overwhelmed, I have a more beginner-friendly course called Ultimate Photoshop Training from Beginner to Pro. That teaches you much more about Photoshop, but it's not about one particular skill set. In it, I use a wider, more general approach geared towards people who are just starting out. The information and projects are much more varied and it's not specialized or focused on a certain niche. Here, what I'm about to teach you focuses on the web design side of things. The main objective is to get to the freelancing part, which is the most valuable segment of this course. Leaving all pride aside, there isn't anything like it on the market. Another thing about your learning, if you don't get something on your first go, don't worry, we'll probably come back to it several times. Don't stop your progress because you couldn't replicate my steps or something didn't work on your end. Continue watching, and if the problem isn't solved after a certain amount of lectures, just ask for help. I'm here for you. Actually, I respond to most questions in under 12 hours, but sometimes even I have to sleep. I'm also taking some vacations from time to time, and I'm currently living in Bucharest, Romania, so our time zones might be very different. Having said that, you'll see you can count on me. You might have noticed I have another course called Master Web Design in Photoshop. The differences are immense between these two. To put it in a very succinct way, this course is about creating a stable income through freelancing and using various techniques. Master Web Design in Photoshop is focused on elevating your web design skills. It's a very different approach and I promise you it's worth checking out as well. I've heard nothing but great feedback from students who have gone through both courses. The ideal steps are the following. Ultimate Photoshop Training, this course, and then Master Web Design in Photoshop. Last thing, in the past I've created separate videos for CS6. Now that's not the case because it makes the course harder to follow. Plus, that was released way back in 2010, so here's what I propose. When something can't be done in CS6, I'll let you know and I'll provide an alternative through the course resources or via the comments section. Alright, let's start our exciting journey together.